Hello and welcome to today's episode of What's in the Pipe Quarantine Edition. I am your host, Marissa Davis. Today with us, we have G2's Mark Tribig, who is the Vice President of Engineering, Eric Cowan, who is our Vice President of Field Services, and Heidi Stanfield, who is our Director of Engineering. So thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So today we're going to talk about the use of laser scanning technology for the collection of records in the pipeline industry. So let's start with the basics. Can you describe this technology and how it's used in our industry? Start with Eric.
Yeah, so thank you for that question. So basically the LiDAR scanning is a high resolution scanner that takes millions of points per second that pieces together an accurate representation of what you have in the field. It can be used for modeling, analytics, or any design purposes that you may need. There's a lot of different scanners that are used in the industry, and we chose to use the Leica RTC 360 for a couple different reasons. It allows us to collect up to 2 million data points per second with a 0.5 millimeter accuracy up to 50 meters away, and we can use it in complete darkness. It also has some great compatibility with software packages that we use and other software packages that we haven't quite yet utilized, but it allows us to have a very open range of options for the scanning data.
What's really nice about that RTC 360 is it not only gives us the 3D image, it also gives us pictures. So it rotates and does the laser scanning for the 3D image, and then it immediately rotates again and gives you a full picture scan, which is even more beneficial for the layperson who's not using the program to build any sort of AutoCAD drawings or anything else.
And what are the advantages over the traditional methods, Mark?
The advantages for us is its speed and its repeatability and its accuracy. If the traditional methods we would send a crew of people out into the field with tape measures and cameras, and invariably they would come back and we would have missed a measurement. We don't have that problem with the scanner. It's a real representation of a picture. It gives you, your dimensions are perfect. In the field, it doesn't speed you up very much, but we found back here in the office that we're 25 to 30% more efficient and faster using a laser scan point cloud to model than just using the traditional methods. And 30% savings is passed on directly to the customer.
And how has G2 used this technology, and what experiences have you guys had?
So I'll start. On the tank side, we use these scanners for all of our API 650, 653 tank inspections, whether it's a large diameter or a smaller diameter tank. And as Mark kind of mentioned earlier with the pipeline assets, we actually do get a great speed increase on our inspection in the field. It allows our inspectors to get the job done about 50% faster than normal. And it also increases our accuracy and it increases our safety because we don't need to send people as high up as we normally would with traditional methods. We also have a couple of phrases that we use, and those are 100% coverage and nothing missed, meaning that in traditional methods, you may have 10 spots around the tank that you're looking at the shell inside and out for any deviations. We can see the 100% of the tank, all 360 degrees, all the way around from top to bottom. We can also see things like all the floor and roof structures, rafters, girders, and support columns without actually having to send someone up into those pieces of equipment. Again, increasing our safety as well as getting a more accurate, quicker result.
And what we find within, the engineering side of it, it tremendously gives us an advantage within, within the drafting side. But there's so much more that this thing can do. Depending upon the level of scans, the number of setups you do, you can do a full-blown P&ID walkthrough. Again, we've modeled entire pipe supports and then come back in and done the structural analysis. We've done many sites. You can scan electrical, you can scan inside buildings, you can scan outside buildings. As Eric said, you can scan in complete darkness and still get a very effective scan. It's a technology that has revolutionized at least what we do here at G2.
How can this technology be beneficial to operators beyond just as-builting? Can you help it with their TVC efforts? Heidi, you want to take this one?
Sure, thank you. Yes, you can. What we have found in some of the sites that we've been to is if we can get to the site early enough before anything is painted, we can actually take the data right off the pipe. We can get we can record the heat number, we can record the torque, we can record anything that's written on that pipe. We can take it both down with a picture, we can take it as notes. So it actually gives a better record of what is right there in the field.
What also, when you start looking at what TVC means, it's traceable, verifiable, complete. It essentially means you got to know what's in the ground. So the other thing that really is helpful within the technology of the scanner is a thing it's called geotagging, which lets you go out and specifically locate points on the pipe where you can input pictures, you can input notes, you can input video, you can input an external file into it. So proper scan with proper geotags puts you into a situation where you're essentially at a single quality record from a PHMSA perspective.
The other nice thing about the geotagging is you don't have to be in the field to do it. So if you have data that you find later on or you want to add it in the office, we've got the ability to add it to do the same thing as Mark is saying. You could take those files, you could take pictures, you could take anything, audio recordings even, and we can embed those back in and georeference it back into that point cloud.
Some of the other things that help that the technology does is it lets you could do safety walk downs, you could do accident investigations, you can do before and afters. And again, what it gives you is you can spatially locate each and everything within the specific scan cloud, and it's immeasurable what that does for you on any numerous numbers of departments within your company.
Well, I'd like to thank all three of you for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marissa.
And that's all the time we have for today. Remember, folks, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our LinkedIn group to continue the conversation. See you next time. Until then, keep it flowing. It's under control.